Welcome to Worldwide Business. I'm Kathy Ireland. Our guest today is a curator and purveyor of the world's best fine jewelry and precious gemstones. Hoda Esphahani established Objet Eternel, a business platform to source luxury jewelry and advise high-profile clients how to buy, sell, invest, and curate their jewelry collection. Welcome, Hoda.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here.
Now, Hoda, when buying jewelry, it can be so challenging.
Absolutely. I think buying anything of value is challenging. Now, buying a piece of jewelry is an emotional purchase and a financial, investment. So you should really know about the object you're buying, whether it's a gemstone or a piece of jewelry. Do your homework and also have a sense of your style and taste, and buy what looks good on you, what you love, what feels right. Just don't go and buy the latest trend, because impulse buying is going to lead to buyer's remorse, no matter what the object you're buying is.
Hoda, if I'm not mistaken, one of your former clients was a very dear friend of ours, Elizabeth Taylor. Can you please tell us what that experience was and what you learned from your time with Elizabeth?
This was the first time in my life I was more excited to meet the owner than to see the jewelry. And when we were there at her house, she was larger than life. And her jewelry was really like royalty. And you could see her love and passion towards her jewelry.
Well, I had the privilege of being very close to Elizabeth, not only working with her, but she was family. And her passion for jewelry, extraordinary. So I know for her to choose to work with you speaks volumes about your brilliance. In this Worldwide Business Field Report, we visit some of Objet Eternel connections and hear what they have to say.
Hoda Esphahani is a gems and jewelry expert with over 30 years of experience in diamond manufacturing, trading, and sales. Educated at the Gemological Institute of America, New York, Hoda Esphahani was formerly the CEO of Safdeko, a diamond trading company. Hoda Esphahani was also the worldwide chairwoman at Sotheby's International Jewelry Department and vice chairman at Christie's. Francois Curiel, chairman of Christie's Asia Pacific, has worked with Hoda during his tenure in the international jewelry industry. Francois is a proud advocate of Hoda's incredible expertise, influence, and experience.
My work experience with Hoda Esphahani dates from 1993 to 1998, when she was a senior specialist for Christie's in New York. But during this time, she also traveled to Geneva, when we have our major sales twice a year, in May and in November. Hoda Esphahani's skills as a negotiator were brilliant. Hoda's values are the understanding of the value of jewelry. It is difficult to tell you what made Hoda Esphahani different from any other jewelry consultant, and Hoda was an ideal person to meet a client coming from anywhere in the world, and there are not so many like her. Hoda Esphahani is definitely an international player. Hoda is different from many other jewelry consultants I've met in the past and I've worked with in the past, because of the fact that she was a very good specialist who knew how to value jewelry, not too much, not enough, and also what that is with a different kind of clientele, European, Asian, and Americans. I think Hoda has been very successful in this business because she quickly understood the subtleties of the auction industry, and also being a collector's psychologist, which is quite important when you advise private clients. Hoda certainly was an international player in this business because of her upbringing and because of the fact that she was at ease on the 3 continents.
Abigail Blauer, an expert writer who covers the entire jewelry world, has closely followed Hoda's career. Abigail has written and published several articles about Hoda's renowned work in the luxury jewelry industry.
Most of my work history with Hoda Esphahani in the most recent years had to do with cutting diamonds, extremely large, very valuable diamonds that were sold by the company she worked for. And Hoda allowed me to work with her cutter, introduced me to her cutter, and worked with me on these stories so that I could get access to the cutter to see the diamond in the process and be able to follow it to completion. The piece of rough diamond that comes out of the ground is just a piece of rough diamond. It has to be fashioned, and she was there with me every step of the way as I worked on these stories.
The process of cutting diamonds by hand has a special meaning for Hoda Esphahani. Though complex, the process requires specialized knowledge, tools, equipment, and techniques to create these wonderful pieces of art.
If you want a big stone, the king of the gems, you have the white D flawless cushion diamond that weighs 36 carat, and you can see the brilliance from a mile away. And this emerald and diamond bracelet, it's a cabochon, but still has very rich color, and it's a clean stone. And again, the workmanship is just amazing. You style yourself the way you want with jewelry, you know? It's so personal, and it looks different on everybody, you know, it's not the same. We wear these jewelry, but they also wear us. It's a two-way relationship.
Hoda's value as a diamond consultant stems from her tremendous range of contacts in the business on every level, that is to say on the wholesale level, on the retail level, with the buyers, with the sellers, and with the cutters. She knows people throughout the industry from her years of working at the auction houses, at the GIA, the Gemological Institute, as well as with Safdika, the diamond company. She just has a remarkable range of abilities. She knows diamonds, she knows colored gemstones as well, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. She knows jewelry design. She has almost an innate understanding of the gems, and also an appreciation for what goes into a beautiful stone or piece of jewelry. You can have two stones of the same weight, but she knows that one is more valuable than the other because it's cut better and it brings out the qualities of the diamond better. So her scientific understanding of that, with her background as a gemologist, as well as her experience handling a variety of gemstones, leads her to be the consultant, the wonderful consultant that she is. You need to handle a lot of goods in order to understand what is good and what is not good. And if you don't see anything really wonderful, you just don't know what you're missing. When you see an exquisitely cut, beautiful stone that starts out as a good piece of diamond, but has been fashioned beautifully, then you understand the difference between an average stone and one that's special.
During your time at Christie's Worldwide, you not only designed jewelry, but also introduced lifelong connections to that organization. Can you speak about how you built these essential relationships?
Again, these relationships took time. And I used to listen to the client, get to know them, and build the trust. And when you know the client and you know their lifestyle and you know their taste, and you start to advise them, you know, accordingly. And every client, whatever I advised them to buy or not to buy, was very happy at the end. So I gained that trust, and they referred their friends and, you know, families, and that's how I built these relationships.
Hoda, you're a graduate of the Gemological Institute of America, a nonprofit institute dedicated to protecting buyers and sellers of gemstones. Can you share with us how you learned to evaluate a gemstone's quality?
It is intense study, you know, complex. You have to work in the lab, and it's a dark room. You have the microscope, you have the loop. Grading many, many diamonds over the years, you get to know how to grade and evaluate a diamond.
Hoda, during your time with Sotheby's, you were promoted to chairman of International Jewelry. Can you tell us what that experience was like?
Yeah, that was an amazing experience because now I was responsible for finding the items for the auctions in the different centers in the world. So Hong Kong, Geneva, New York, and to know the different markets because, you know, there are certain items that would sell more in the Far East. Some items are better for the United States market and some for the European, Middle Eastern market. And I traveled a lot and also extended my contacts with the international trade and the international private clients. And during those times, got amazing estates from, you know, different also countries, and which tells me like jewelry is like universal at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, every culture, every country, jewelry is something precious to them.
When you joined the South African Diamond Corporation as president and CEO, you established its U.S. subsidiary offices in New York. What can you tell us about this amazing time in your year?
South African Diamond Company, whose principal is Mr. Lawrence Graff, the tycoon and the diamond business. At Saftico, I had seen some of the most beautiful diamonds, the most important diamonds in the world. I established a factory there, and I was successful in convincing the master cutter, Antonio Bianco, to join Saftico. And I collaborated with him. And Saftico's, some of their most important diamonds, most famous diamonds, largest diamonds in the world were cut at Saftico, New York. Hundreds of carats, blues, pinks, green, white. Every week I would receive a shipment of thousands of diamonds and you know, certify them and sometimes sell to the trade. So, and work with the cutter and see what it takes. So that broadened my, you know, my knowledge, my expertise, and my appreciation. What it takes to have that polished diamond, we have no idea.
Hoda, it definitely sounds like your clients can breathe a sigh of relief knowing they can put their trust into a consultant with such an impressive, elaborate background and with such industry expertise. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. For Worldwide Business, I'm Kathy Ireland. Thank you for watching.